You're on.
You want to start the meditation, please?
Okay. All right, so I invite you to find that comfortable position where you're sitting, just so that you can relax and set aside any anxious thoughts or concerns, setting aside any busyness or distractions as we bring our attention inward. And we give thanks today for this precious and sacred body temple. And so I invite you to direct your attention to your lungs as you breathe in. And I invite you to breathe in deeply 3 times, down deep so that the belly moves out as you breathe in, and then fully exhaling 3 times. Feel the air coming in and going out. Hear the sound of the breath. And now allow the breath to find a natural rhythm. And as we give thanks for breath, we also bless our lungs and all of our respiratory system. And imagine that your lungs are filled with beautiful white light. Thank your lungs for serving you, for taking the nutrients out of the air that you need for the body, releasing that which is not needed. And then bring your attention to your liver, which is on your right side around the waistline area. And imagine a beautiful green emerald color of light in the liver. And bless your liver. Affirm it is in good health, perfect health, functioning optimally. The liver filters and helps us to release toxins. Give thanks for your healthy liver. And then bring your attention to your left side around above and below the waistline, where the stomach and the spleen, the pancreas, in that area. See a yellow color, a bright daffodil yellow color in that area of those digestive organs. Giving thanks for a healthy digestive system all the way through, not just these organs, but all of the parts of the digestive system. Give thanks for healthy digestive organs. And then bring your attention to your back, just near the waistline, the kidneys, and the adrenals on top of the kidneys. And see a beautiful medium blue light, radiant light there for the adrenals and the kidneys. Send them your love. Give thanks that they are healthy and blessing you constantly. Bring your attention to your brain. Imagine there's a beautiful light shining in your brain. Allow your guidance to tell you what color to choose there. Imagine light cleansing your brain, getting into all the crevices and parts of the brain. See it radiant with light. The brain is the instrument of the mind. And of course, bring your attention now to your heart, and you may want to put both hands over your physical heart behind the sternum. It's also the energetic area of divine love. And we begin by seeing the heart, the physical heart, filled with radiant red light, vibrant red. And think of your heart. Affirm that your heart is very perfectly healthy, functioning normally, circulating the blood, carrying nutrients to all parts of the body. Give thanks for your healthy heart. And now imagine that your entire body is filled with beautiful golden light. Every cell radiant and vibrant. Every cell taking in what it needs, releasing what it does not. And take a moment just to hum. Send a calming hum to every cell of your body. And also just send hum now into every level of your being and your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. Affirm that you are balanced on every level of beingness, that you are a vibrant and complete expression of the essence of divine life. Take a moment just to allow yourself, if you can, to feel that vibration of life within your body and radiating out past the body. And just feel the gratitude for the amazing, wonderful, miraculous thing that vehicle that your body is. And the knowing that you are not the body, but more than the body. You are life essence itself, perfect, whole, and complete. Nothing needs to be done to achieve that, for it is who you already are. And so just notice how you're feeling as you think these positive thoughts. And we give thanks for increased awareness of our spiritual identity, our spiritual person, and our purpose, and our spiritual expression. Knowing that you are the light of the world. You are here on purpose. Take a deep breath into your heart, taking in that truth. And so it is. And when you are ready, please open your eyes and look into the beautiful eyes you see on your screen. Namaste, everyone.
Namaste. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
I Thank you. Today, the first question, going directly to Reverend Virginia. um, something that is currently irritating. You're muted. You're muted.
I know. Give me a chance here. Okay, I'm unmuted now. I didn't understand the question. Could you repeat it, please?
Yes. Something that is irritating currently in your life now.
Let's see. Okay. Trying to get, it's irritating to easily get maintenance and repairs done at my home right now.
Okay. Irma.
Probably irritating that I cannot sleep through the night.
Okay. Thank you. Donna.
I have so many.
Well, just one. Let's not go into a tirade here. Just one irritation.
I'd have to say the TV.
Okay.
TV.
Thank you. Charlotte.
I'm trying to think of the biggest one.
We can all relate.
Yeah, I think that I'm going to have surgery in a couple weeks.
Okay.
That's a
So,
big.
Blessings on your surgery. Thank
Thank
you. Penny, irritation. Just one.
Probably the political climate right now in our country, the divisiveness and
Right.
all that, backbiting and so forth.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Sam. Unmute.
My mood. I've been very sad, depressed, and anxious this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Jerry.
This just came to mind. The last several nights, when I wake up in the morning, I wake up with anxiety and my heart is beating fast.
Okay.
I wish I could remember the dreams that might cause this, but I haven't been able to, and it's very irritating and very frustrating.
Okay. Thank you. Sarah.
I would say the political climate, but of politics and such. But since Penny already said that, I will say homeschooling with my son.
I didn't get that. What?
Homeschooling with my son and academics and how.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you.
you.
Thank you, Sarah. Lisa.
Losing my Obamacare.
Okay. Thank you. Cherry. Only one.
Well, I just deactivated my Facebook page. So if that has anything to do with anything, I'm eliminating something that's really been bothering me.
Okay. We're going to leave it at that. Thank you. Barbara Kramer.
Okay. Oh gosh. Well, it's hard to choose. I would say right now, what's irritating me the most, like on a daily basis, is that the condos that have been built behind me, someone moved in and left a bunch of old doors and trash right outside his condo, which I have to look at every time I drive in the entrance to where I live. So that's irritating me every day.
I see. Thank you, Barbara. Liliana.
Resistance to taking care of my financial.
Okay. Thank you. Martha.
Finding time for myself, because everything that I'm doing is such a wall, so much work. Everything,
I hear you.
make room. It's so hard.
Okay, thank you. As far as I'm concerned, I am throwing a fit over the collective that we are working with, and feeling all that and creating more anxiety, because that's what it's doing. It's creating anxiety and it's creating uneasy feelings, and you don't know why you're having so many uneasy feelings, and it's not you per se, and you're having sadness and you're having all kinds of emotional reactions. And if you are not experiencing this, congratulations, because everybody's buttons are being pushed right and left. If one of us in this group at this time is having no problems at all, please raise your hand. No? Okay. Congratulations. We're all in the same group.
I'm not suffering with the political situation because I don't look at the news, so it's not affecting me.
Okay.
So I have my own job.
Okay. So I find that I find myself, I'm not talking about anybody else, but because of the circumstances, I find myself overly defensive or overly watching what is happening around me. No, I don't watch news. I abstain from that, but there's always my friends or my neighbors or whoever, that is going to inform me as to what is happening, whether I want to hear it or not. So with that in mind, I wanted to start this class with this saying. This is from Carl Jung. It says, when an inner situation is not made conscious, it appears outside of you as fate. In other words, if you have all these feelings and you cannot identify what is wrong, you will have a manifestation outwardly. It will be your fate to experience this. Okay? So when you do not have that, those words to define, that means that it has been repeated so long in words that now is only coming from your cellular memory. So there's something I want to give you for later on this thing, but I want to do it now. So I'm going to ask you a question. What is the only prerequisite for making a decision? I would like volunteers. Lisa?
Did it come from your heart, from your truth?
Okay. Sherry?
Yeah, along the same lines, does it give you a sense of peace in your gut.
Okay. The prerequisite for making a decision, a good decision, is that you don't do it out of fear. And that you are clear. So the decision making, the clarity of your decision is your number one priority. Clarity. And the reason that you need clarity is because you have different sources of information. You have your intuition, and then your imagination comes and plays along, and your perception, and your will, and your reason. So you have your logical, your analytical, your intuitive, and all of these things come, all this information is coming at you and you think it's only your thought, but it's not all that. You have to put it all together. Somebody who's able to see what is happening is looking at all those sources, because all those sources are yours. So a lot of people, when they make a decision, they don't go through reasoning, or they only go to the thought process. I mean, so in some cases that's reasoning, but the reasoning by itself, you need to look at your perception and to make sure that you're looking at it for between 2 or 3 different points of view. I know you can have more. And of course, your intuition and your imagination according to what it is you want to manifest. You know, we're all very intuitive and a lot of us are psychic, but it doesn't matter, because the truth of the matter is the future has not been set in stone. I can tell you something and it has a certain percentage of things, but at this level where we're at, we are creating the future as we're going. The future is not out there. The future is here with us. So as you present yourself today, however you're feeling today, that's what you're projecting into tomorrow. So by that, I would like to add that we need to, if I want a better tomorrow, I'm going to be my most loving right now. I'm going to try my hardest to stay in alignment. Alignment at this point is always very powerful. You are a very powerful being, and I don't think you have an idea how much power you exude when you are in alignment. And when you are in alignment, you have the ability to move worlds. So with that said, if I want to feel better, if I don't want to see a bad diagnosis, if I don't want to see a bad paycheck, if I don't want to see somebody, somebody being mistreated, if I want fairness, and if I want balance, I have to know this in my head, because as I know it, it comes to me. As I am aligned in mind and heart, in coherence, I am able to manifest without even trying. What I do today, that's what I do tomorrow. That's how I will be doing it tomorrow. So if I want to change, like I said before, if you want to manifest something different in your life, you have to change your personality. Do you remember that? Okay. So you cannot stay where you're at. You'll be stuck. If you can't change what's outwardly out here, you have to change what's within, because it is within that's creating your outside. And the more fear you have, and the more anguish you have, and the more panic you have, and the more anger you have, and the more put the word in there, XYZ, disharmony and issues and problems. The more of that you have, right now, the more that you're gonna have. You're going to be living that tomorrow. So how do I change that? How do I change that, people? Anyone?
Giving it to the Lord.
Excuse me, Sarah?
Oh, I was gonna say by aligning, working on making sure you're aligned every day and doing the things that keep you at peace, whatever that might be for you, whether it's meditating, going out into nature, doing yoga, singing and dancing, but just keeping with the things that bring you alignment and peace.
True. Very good. Thank you. So, having said that, now we're going to look at people in our lives, people that are our partners, people that are our bosses, or people that are that we're married to, or people that are our friends or relatives, or that the people in your life that try to intimidate you, but playfully, and they get to you, or maybe just intimidate you just to get to you, because it's a matter of control. Okay. So the best thing you can do for when somebody is attempting to manipulate you and control you by playing with you, by saying this is a joke, I'm playing, the jokester in your life, the person that is going to say, I wasn't serious, this is not serious, don't take it seriously. They're actually insulting each other. And a lot of times people think that that is a good relationship, and it's not, because it's continually being put down. Okay, so when you are being intimidated, when somebody comes at you, whether they say, you're not good enough, or you're not old enough, or you're too old, or you're too inexperienced, or you never make it, or I don't know that you can do that, as well-meaning as they can do this, because maybe somebody else can do it better. The best thing to do when they are approaching you like that is not to play. Do not say a word. Do not have an expression, especially the expression. Do not play. Game over before it gets started. Because people do that. They start instigating. And in that instigation, the trap right there is the moment you answer, because that's the hook. That's the hook. Do you throw a hook? Once you throw that, they have something to play with. If you stay and abstain, you don't need to do that anymore. So what you can say to yourself, as the observer, say, I wasn't born to fit into this world. I wasn't born to fit into this world. I was born to create a new one. Because you are creating a new world. Like I was saying, don't tell me about what you see as a psychic. I can tell you millions of stories, but I want you to have the liberty to make your own future. What do you want the information for? Create the future you want. So another thing with the people that are so close to us that we're having issues with, we have the power of detachment. If I chase a thing, a person, an idea, I want this person to get this idea, this thing that I want them to get, because they're not getting it. Okay, and I'm getting annoyed, and the more that they don't get it, the more upset I get. This is a play between you and you, not even between you and the other person. It's you and you. How do you detach from you attacking you? How do you detach? That's a question to you guys. Yes, Penny.
Give it to the robot.
I'm sorry?
Give it to the robot. If you start getting angry,
Okay. Uh-huh.
emotional, especially emotions come up, give it to the robot and realize it's not your truth.
Yes, but when we are talking about us, between us and us.
Yeah, but you still have emotions within yourself.
Okay, yes, you are correct there, but I also want to add to it. And you are correct. Okay, number one, I want to acknowledge that you are correct. Added to that.
Be the observer.
Who is it?
Be,
Sarah?
yes.
Yeah,
What about being the observer and seeing, being able to take that, a different perspective?
Okay, I'm trying to add to that, because I think you do know about the robot, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now listen to this. If I have a thought and I think it's something that I'm going to change, I'll get this other person to understand, and I'm chasing that idea in my head over and over, and how do I say it, and how do I put it down there, and how do I communicate this? And you're chasing something. Every time you chase something, you pull away from it, because the law of vibration, the vibration is telling you that you're lacking something. And you're putting out that vibration, and instead of getting what you want, you get exactly what you do not want. Okay? So you want to change that. You do not chase your idea. You're going to release that idea. And the reason you're going to release it is because you don't want to be calling it forth by feeling the lack of it. Like if I want to tell, let's say, a boyfriend, you know, I know that our relationship hasn't been that well. We haven't communicated, and I'm running all kinds of ideas through my head about this, and I'm putting all these ideas, and the pendulums are passing by, for one thing, and says, "Oh, you're having problems. Okay, jump on that pendulum. Oh, you're having you know, other issues. Oh, my boyfriend doesn't listen to me. He doesn't pay attention to me. He doesn't." And that's all you're putting out there. You think that you're trying to help, but as you're chasing an idea or someone or something, you're actually repelling that by the law of attraction. Does anybody have any questions on that? Yes, Sherry.
I'm sorry, my cat was screaming and I couldn't hear all of it.
Where did you stop?
Well, when I got up, I don't know what I missed.
I don't know when you got up. I was doing my own thing. Somebody help me. What was I saying? Hi, Sam.
Hi, could I hear that example again, please?
Give me a second. I'm trying to get to this.
Sure.
Does anybody remember what I said?
Yes, I have it. You said, as I chase an idea or someone or something, I am repelling what I'm trying to attract.
Because of the repelling factor is the lack, the sense of lack, that you don't have this. And you're ideating, I'm gonna use, what's his name's phrase, Mr. Fillmore, he was ideating, you know, how to fix the problem and instead added to the problem. So how come you cannot get rid of certain things? Is because we're continuously adding more pendulums to that. You know, and that is what happens. So Liliana, I know you had a question.
Yeah, I understand the idea of lack, that when you chase it, it's because you feel you get into that mental activity, and just by compensating, by going over and over, there is the lack. But the part that I'm not so familiar with is, could you elaborate on what you mean? That I understand that the effective pendulum, that is once you swing on it, you go all the other way. But in this case, I don't understand that you said you go on more than one pendulum. So how does that
You
work?
are having different pendulums going. If you have different ideas, I want him to communicate with me correctly. That's one pendulum. I want him to pay attention to what I'm saying. Another pendulum. I want him to give me some attention. Another pendulum. I want him to give me more money. Another pendulum. Okay, it's not just one pendulum. As many thoughts as you have, that's how many pendulums there are. Okay? Got it?
So in order to not have pendulum, what do you do then?
No, you do have pendulums. It doesn't matter. You have to be careful what you put out. It's up to you. It's your responsibility to think correctly.
But,
so you're gonna have to train yourself. You're gonna have to train yourself to think correctly, to not think in a way that you are portraying lack.
And if you don't know how to do that yet, how do you do the jump?
Okay,
so
I have been giving you every session different tools to work with things. And I don't know how many tools you have been using lately. How many tools do you use?
Well, I do use the robot.
Yeah.
A lot. And
are you chanting?
Excuse me?
Are you chanting?
A little bit, not as diligent. I'm doing that.
I told you to do it several times a day because you need to be aligned.
Closing up.
If you cannot do anything properly until you're aligned, you will be playing. So align yourself first. Then I just went through how do you make a decision. So
Yeah.
and I gave you all of those descriptions and what to look at to make the correct decision. I mean, that's the tools that I'm giving you today.
Mm-hmm.
Every time that you come to my class, you will hear tools.
Exactly.
You need to write them down and you need to apply them. If you cannot apply them all, or at least some to help yourself, I cannot do it for you.
I get that, but if let's say if the thinking, because the topic you're bringing in today, I think is very crucial, no? Because yes, we don't have idle thoughts. I get that, and that you said to be observant of them, but I don't want to get to the point that you are so observant that you basically get overwhelmed and paralyzed at noticing the contradictions going on.
No, that's your ego speaking right there. Telling you that it's difficult, telling you that it's hard. It isn't. You just need to become the observer and let the play and let the drama come into your life and play with that. but become the observer. Do not become the player. That's where you start. And if when you you need to remain centered, like Sarah said earlier, how do you how do you become, and whatever it is you do, dancing, singing, meditating, being in nature. I mean, she gave you a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
We listen to all of this information, and sometimes I think because we are so traumatized that we don't get it all at once. I understand that. So just relax a little bit and don't try so hard. The harder you try, once again, you're chasing something. Okay, don't try so hard. Give yourself a little bit of compassion. Be compassionate towards yourself. Rule number 1. You need to be compassionate. You need to be compassionate towards you and towards the people that are around you and to what is happening in this world. And what I'm going to, I was not going to talk about this, but oh my God. Okay. We are being called to unity. Okay, not unity in the way you think. Okay. Unity in, if I'm looking at Virginia, and Virginia is aggravating me, or I'm aggravating her. But let's talk about me, okay? I'm aggravating somebody. I'm not gonna say Virginia. I don't want to have any problems with her. I'm aggravated with somebody, anyone, and I'm actually not remembering that that person is me. It's just another facet of who I am. We all are one in unity. Not that there's a different person over there because it's a different sex or sexual orientation or color or political association. All of that are separations. All of that is judgment. We consider ourselves spiritual, really? Let's see. Which side do you take? Black or white, blue or red? And all the different spectrums of different divisions. And for every debate and for every thing that we in our own families, in our own relationships, and outwardly, we are being called to see ourselves in them. As much as you don't want to, as much as you don't want to see whatever your so-called enemy or person that you're criticizing or person that you have a problem with, remember who you are. First thing is remember who you are. I am the spirit of love. I want to emanate that love outwardly. I want to feel compassion and harmony and unity, not only with myself. First of all, with myself first, because if I don't have it here, I cannot give it out there. I'm all alone, blah, 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 the tape goes. I'm all alone, nobody knows, blah, 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 blah. They don't know the problems I'm going through, and you have this story. You're not separate. You have never been alone. You will never be alone. You're not allowed to be alone because you can't. When there's no people around you, when you're not thinking about them or them about you, there's a connection all the time, whether you know it or not. You know, I'm thinking about the vice president. Okay, the moment I went and thought of him, I made a connection with him or with her. I thought about the black guy or somebody going, you know, this is not an issue. It doesn't matter which side you take. It doesn't matter. It's inconsequential. Well, nobody knows because my life has all these obligations and I have people to take care of. And, you know, it's not an easy situation. And I'm married to somebody and I really have to understand. You don't understand how I have to allow myself to keep peace for the both of us. And you know, or somebody else, I have no one, I live by myself. I have cats and dogs. I have a child. I have what, kitties? I'm talking about Lisa. She just got 2 kitties. So we have all these things that we always can bitch about, okay? But let's abstain from our bad habit of putting things down. We, the spiritual group that thinks that they're so saintly, and let's look at what we're actually doing. Where is our love? Where is our expression of oneness? Where is our unity? And the thing is that the more that we separate, and that's what keeps us separated more than what is going on out there. What's going on out there is a reflection of this right here. What facet are you seeing in someone? Well, he's greedy. Okay, you're looking at a part that you don't like of yourself. And I'm not talking of your personality, I'm talking about of you being in another different expression. It's the same being, only in different expressions. Can I, being a part of me, can I see him having a better attitude? Can I see him being more lenient because I know I've seen him already? Can I see people coming to their senses? Can I see them being united? Can I see them in peace, not in pieces? You know, we tear everything apart. We tear everyone apart. Even in death, they cannot, you know, rest. I was wrestling in my mind the other day with 2 people that passed, and I'm going, you know, why this, that, the other, and carrying on. And it's like, they're gone. Life goes on. And for me to still try to assign guilt to something or to someone, it's too much. So I'm sorry, I didn't want to have this conversation today, but I have to. So I'm sorry about that. The thing is that we are talking about coming together and helping the earth and being those way showers. We need to come from our hearts. And in order for us to come from our hearts, we need to be compassionate towards us. and knowing where I begin, and knowing that I don't end when I reach Jerry or Virginia or Irma or Donna or Charlotte or Penny, including Sam, Barbara, Jerry, Lisa, Sarah, Liliana, Martha. I mean, you are a part of me, and not just individually. I can feel you. I can send energy, I can receive energy. The thing that you don't know is sometimes you give energy to people you don't want to give energy to. So allow yourself to think, to learn how to think correctly. It's not that I'm training you for a specific thing, only that I'm training you to have peace in your house, to have peace within you, so you can radiate that peace outwardly. This world is starving for love, and we keep on cutting it and making it in chops and, and tearing it apart. And we don't even know we're doing that. Do you understand, Donna? Yeah. How about you, Barbara?
Yeah, I think I understand that. I mean, I've sort of known that for a while. Practicing it though is, some like with the people behind me, the guy that has trash for months out in front, a bunch of old doors and stuff like that. I just, I guess I have to realize that there's a part of me that he represents. Part of me that I don't particularly care for, obviously. I don't know how else to handle it. Otherwise, just being upset about it hasn't worked. That's for sure. So
Okay,
a friend of mine says, and it had problems with his neighborhood, and he said, well, what you can do is bless them. And I think that's a really good idea.
May I make a suggestion?
Sure, please.
Okay. Go into meditation and ground yourself to the center of the earth, and then grab yourself astrally into the stratosphere to connect to the central sun, and go in within you to your happy place, whatever happy place you have, whatever makes you happy. Put a what do you call it? Get into a sofa or somewhere where you're sitting, and invite the higher self of the other person to sit across from you at eye level, at throat level, where your chakras are at the same level. Nothing's gonna happen to the other person or to you. You're going from you to his or her higher self, and tell him or her whatever it is you need this person to hear, and do it lovingly, because you're talking to the highest part of him, which is another part of you. But in this instance, let's put it in, keep it on the respect that he's getting the communication that you want to have with him, starting at the highest level where he can hear you, or she, and go ahead and do that several times. Might take a couple of 2-3 weeks of you doing this until you see a little bit of a change. We cannot interfere with somebody's will, nor do we want to, because we're all here to express freely the love that we are. And whatever her or his interpretation of love is, we have to respect it. You know, so no judgment, only explain profusely all of the things you need them to hear, everything that you need to express, all the frustration, all the things, but do it in a way that as you're talking to somebody who you love from the bottom of your heart. Because you do love that person, you just don't know it. Because there's so much junk in the middle.
Well, yeah, that's worth it. You know, I'm willing to do that. That's for sure, because nothing else has really worked. So,
Right, but it's the higher self, and respect the higher self. His higher self, he will give you the best of his higher self. And in time that will go and transfer to you in the physical. But remember, it's a pattern of spirit, emotional, mental, and then physical. So that's how come it takes that amount of time. Okay?
okay.
Okay. Give me a second while I regroup here. Questions, anybody? I have been throwing a lot of stuff at you, like I always do.
I think one of the things I have been really trying to sit with today is the our attachment to outcomes. I feel like as spiritual people, especially, we have such a loving desire in our hearts for the world, for our country, and for other people. And so I find it hard to stay in that kind of loving place without wanting to see that be the outcome of
Okay.
those thoughts.
Okay, so what you are really struggling with is that you have no control over it.
Yes.
I know. But you don't have control of others, you have control of you and your personal life. If you believe, or no, not it's not a belief, if you know, because you should know this. Abundance is yours. It's there for the taking. No one can take that away from you. No one can make you feel anything. All of this is a battle in your mind. You're fighting you. So concentrate on what it is you want to manifest for you. And out of that, you will manifest that regardless of what's going on outside of you. But what's going on outside of you is only a reflection of what's going on inside of us. So if we do our unity and if we do our throw out our non-judgment expectations of what the world should be like and how it should be run and by whom, if we take self-responsibility to know that we are going to be okay, to know that we can do this, whether someone is in one position or another, or whether, you know, the world is overrun, whether there's 20,000 soldiers or whatever, it doesn't matter what the threat is. The thing is, you'll be safe. If you declare that you're going to be safe, you will be safe. If you declare that you're going to be healthy, you will be healthy. The thing about health is that you have to have plans for your future. If you don't plan for the future ahead of time, why? I mean, do you think you will have one? Or are you already shutting the doors because you're at a certain age, or because you believe something, or because there's no greater power than yours for you, for your life? So this happened and that happened, and somebody else won and somebody else lost, regardless of who it was. Can you, Sarah, see yourself in abundance anyway? Can you, Sarah, see your family in abundance? Can you see yourself prospering regardless of what goes on outside of you?
At times, yes.
Okay.
When
Can
I'm
you,
centered and when I'm aligned, I definitely, and I am abundant. I'm incredibly abundant. All of this chaos going on in the world, and I feel so very blessed to
right,
have an amazing family and health and abundance in my life.
exactly. And the more that you get into that space, the more that you allow yourself to go into your heart through meditation, or through holding your son, or through singing your favorite song, or to being outside and hugging a tree, or whatever it is that makes you feel loved. And when I say not love, but loving, because your love does not come from things. So your love flows from you. What you feel when you feel that you're being loved is you flowing love outwardly. It's not somebody else. You chose who you to flow this specific love to. So, excuse me for a second, Sarah. Cherry? No? Okay. Um, so you pretty much are okay. The only problem is that you would like to control the outcome to see because you believe that whatever your outcome looks like is, it will be better for the world.
Right.
Yeah, no, this is our belief. So, but I mean, outside
We're
of that,
bringers of light, right? We want to
but I
bring
mean,
light to the world.
for that you need to be aligned, and you need to be flowing out love, and you need to see the unity and not the separation or the judgment. That's a big call.
Okay. So
Okay.
the only reason I'm not feeling at peace with the earth and the current circumstances is my judgment.
Is you feel your lack of control, that you might
Okay.
not like the outcome and that you have no control over it. You have control over you, though. And that's the
Yes.
one that matters, because you can be as powerful as you want to be regardless of what's going on out there.
Thank you, Angie. I needed that.
Okay. Yes, Donna.
I just wanted to make a comment. I don't know what your agenda was supposed to be, but this conversation has been very helpful for me. Just want you to know that. So thank you.
Okay. Well, I had a whole, but I always do that. I come in prepared for something, and then, excuse me, I'm talking, and suddenly it's like blah blah blah. So I have to go with what I'm told. I'm not always prepared for, I knew about this and I didn't take it very well when I heard it. How can I see blah 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 such and such person, and you have got to be kidding me. I was more emotional about it than any of you, but of course you are in camera with a lot of people. I wasn't. So I kind of like, how do I get there? What do I do? Yeah, blah, blah, blah. All the questions I'm hearing, I already asked them. So when I say, I more or less know what might come, according to what I'm being told, but I don't always know for sure. Anybody else? No? Okay, are you okay, Sam? Okay. So, going back to if you're in an argument or somebody's trying to be, what's the word? Somebody's trying to intimidate you or joking with you, but in a way that is putting you down somehow. Don't play. The best thing to do is not to play. No expression. No answer. You are free because there's nothing they can play with. No resonance for them. It is very important that we do not, the moment that we feel the pull, that's the hook that they're trying to get to, and that's the hook you don't want, you want to throw at them because you're already wanting to respond. But the thing here is I'm asking you to not respond. That will get you a lot of more, they get, it's like they don't know how to play that because there's not a player there. Were you, yes, Penny?
What happens if you try that technique, which I have, and they get upset because you're silent, and then they start.
Is that your problem?
Well,
somebody's anger, is that your problem?
No.
Okay, so
That's hard
does
when
it
you're
matter?
mad at a person.
No, because you can be silent. They can get furious or frustrated or walk away or whatever the emotion, or it doesn't matter because you're not playing. If somebody gets mad, why do you feel attacked or anything like that? That has nothing to do with you. That is
So I'm just
their
saying, if I
the
get silent,
projection.
if I get silent, makes the person madder if I get silent.
Okay, listen. That's the projection of them trying to control you by using an emotion that they are creating themselves. Not that you created, that they allow that anger to to blame you for you being guilty about something when you were not guilty about anything. You didn't even play. So you also discard that emotion because it's really not yours. When somebody gets angry at you because you did X, Y, Z, it has nothing to do with you. It is then a ploy to make you to feel guilty so they can manipulate. So do not buy into that hook as another hook. So can you stand somebody being angry, or does that scare you? Does
No,
that
it's not the anger so much
us?
at me. It's not so much the anger at me, it's the anger at other people that I don't want to participate in. And then when I'm silent, then I get accused of being on the other side. I just don't want to be involved at all. I just want to be silent and try to be loving.
Go to
and
the
try
bathroom.
To be understanding. But I get pulled in and blamed for being, if I'm not with this person, then I must be with the other people when I'm silent. If I don't participate in
It's a division game.
Yeah.
Don't play the game. It's a division.
Yeah.
You're trying to create unity, so do not play the game and go to the bathroom. Very simple. Just get up.
No, I usually change the subject, but that doesn't always work.
No, in other words, you're already planning for it not to work, and you're already planning for things not to be I want you to be more open that you can have what you're asking and the result that you want. Not everything, do not squash the answers that I'm giving you because they can work if you want them to work. But if you see the lack before the manifestation, then that's not going to happen. It didn't work, it probably didn't, and blah, blah, blah. Allow that things can work for you. Allow that you can have peace. Allow yourself to be in a space of love. If nobody else is in love, you are in love. You are the loving one. Yes, Liliana.
So if back on what Penny was saying,
Don't move so much because your voice is breaking.
to piggyback on what Penny is saying, I have a similar situation where I try to stay out, but my emotions get in the way. Would I just address then only my emotions and just not play in the game?
You're only responsible for your emotions, not for anybody else's. And that's the problem. Somebody throws us a bone and we have to go over there and chase and get it and then throw it back.
No.
Stop that.
Yeah, no, I'm aware. So if I just address my emotions with what
With
you have told us, with me,
you're not going to address them with anybody else. Your emotions are yours and you're responsible for them. You're not responsible for how somebody else reacts.
no. Yeah, that's clear to me. So as long as I stay out of the game and I don't put any focus of the consequences, don't let that be more fuel or triggers for myself, that should be okay, should be enough. Is that right?
As long as you do not become a reactive person, you're gonna have to allow yourself to go within yourself. And in that moment, allow yourself to go within and love you. Because that what's going on out there has nothing to do with you.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Let's see. Trying to find out how we're doing on time. So when you are having a confrontation like that, and you have the personality wants to engage, and the personality only knows three things. That's your ego saying, I want, I think, I feel. Okay, and I'm going to react out of this. I want, I think, and I feel. So instead of you coming to the forehead, you're sending the ego with its forces to try to fight, create a fight. I'm not going to participate on this, and then I'm just not participating. I'm telling you right now that I'm not going to go through this. If you see me walking away or something, that I'm not participating, and it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with my sanity. And I choose to have peace with you and with myself. So I'm not going to choose for anybody else how somebody else feels. I'm not going to choose a division, and I'm not going to take sides, because I want to come out of love, not of division. Make sense?
Is it even okay to tell them that?
Yes. at least they'll know, then they won't be surprised when you suddenly don't say anything or just go, you gave a key word, okay, when this is going to happen, I'm just gonna say Daisy or whatever word. And, you know, especially if we're in public or with some other people, and I'm gonna excuse myself and go to the bathroom. I do not want to be involved. Just remember that. And tell them that it has to do with you and your sanity. I'm doing this for me. I need help. I need your help. And I need you to do this for me. Yes, Virginia.
So it sounds to me like there's a divine paradox going on here. Like I'm not responsible for the other person's feelings. I have nothing to do with how they feel. However, if what I'm dealing with in here is reflected out there, how do those two things coexist?
I don't understand the question.
Okay, so before that, we were talking about everything that we see and experience outside, including our relationships with others, comes from something inside of us that's being projected outside. At the same time, if somebody's trying to attack me or is upset with me, I'm not responsible for their reactions or their emotions.
No. So you are beholding your strength and your wholeness by not participating in division. That's not an opposition to the other. That is beholding the oneness, beholding the not wanting to the division. I don't want to argue with you because I love you and we have gone through this for years and I don't want to be in this space. So I already told you that I'm not going to participate on that. It's nothing personal. Remember that it has to do with me. Because it has to do with you and because it is your decision, so you own that. That's owning your who you are. That's being responsible. The ability to respond. Yes, Jerry.
I was thinking that if we're responsible for ourselves, we create our own feelings, and we react properly, as you have told us. Might not our reaction have a positive effect on the other who is attacking or being aggravated with me? If we act as you suggest, there's a good possibility, is there not, that the other will say, I get it, I get it.
Exactly, because you are no longer resisting. The fight is out there. You're not resisting the fight. You're not joining the fight. So what you resist persists. But if you're not resisting, it has to go away. It no longer has a resonance with you. It's no longer mirroring you. It is happening because you're creating it. Okay? Because we put so many obstacles, and they're gonna respond this way, and I'm gonna do this, and I know how they react when they do this, and when I say that, and X, Y, Z. So we are loving beings by nature. It takes a lot more energy to get angry and frustrated with anyone than it does to be loving. But we are so used to fighting with certain people, and when that happens, it's almost like an addiction. You can't help it, you know. And that is an addiction. Pay attention. You're addicted to the chemicals that come out of that. So what happens when you have a special need person? What happens when you have a parent who, or a loved one, or a spouse that for whatever reason is on special needs, and there's a lot of frustration, and there's a lot of, you know, but there's also love. And how do you go past those feelings of self-acceptance when you know you're feeling certain emotions that may not be so healthy, but nevertheless, if I feel them, I can express them. You know, I have to express them at least to myself, and that it is okay to feel what I'm feeling. I know there's alcoholics in just about every group. I know that there's people with issues, all kinds of issues. So what I'm talking about here is you are not responsible for people that are drinking, or people that quit drinking and still have the personality. Okay, also for people that are in special needs where they need to be taken care of. That's a different story. The thing here is to be honest with yourself and acknowledge how hard it is to do this, and how difficult sometimes that gets, because if we don't acknowledge that because we feel guilty, then we're doing a disservice. We do need to always acknowledge what we are, who we are. That's called responsibility. Because the moment that I shut myself because I cannot afford to feel that, because she's my son, because she's my daughter, because she's my cousin, because she's my mom, you know, there's always a guilt associated with that. So I feel that I have to say that in this class, I don't know why, but I am being led to be more direct. And we struggle a lot with our own feelings. If we just let ourselves feel whatever the heck it is that we need to feel and let it go, we will be okay. The world will not dissolve. You can say, okay, I'm feeling the blank, and feel it all the way through your body and let it go, and then do the robot, but feel the feeling. Do not deny what you feel, because you are stopping, and then your life is not as flowy. It could be more flowy if you allow that to yourself. You don't have to go share it out there, but allow it to yourself. You know, I know people in relationships here that need to allow the frustration and the anger and the disappointment and whatever else, and let it go. Feel it, face it, embrace it, erase it. Face the fear, embrace it, erase it, because you're going, okay, and what's going to happen in 5 years? What's going to happen in 10 years? What's going to happen when? If a person has survived this long, it wasn't just because you came along, or because you had this person, or because you married this person, or because that person survived with or without you. That will happen. Somebody will come along because the earth will not leave a person by themselves. Sometimes we have people that are homeless because there is this prevalent belief that if you don't do certain things, then you don't have a place to go, you don't have a place to sleep, you do not have something or someone who can help you. And that's not true. This is a loving world if we allow it to be that, but we need to be conscious that that is what needs to happen. There's a lot of, I always am very conscious of your energy. There's a lot of, I feel a lot of heaviness here. We need to love ourselves, number one. But we cannot love ourselves if we continuously have to be sad, if we continuously have to be angry, if we continuously have to be frustrated, if we have to be in grief. It's okay to be in grief, it's okay to be sad, it's okay to be frustrated, but let it through your body. Give it the attention that it needs and then let it go. Let it go. Do not retain it. Do not make any cellular memory off of it. You already have enough of that. Okay? Yes, Liliana.
Oh,
Can you remind me real quick if certain people trigger cellular memory, what's the best thing to do?
No,
And
that's you. I'm talking about you. When your cellular memory.
when, yeah, I remove myself, and then afterwards,
No. The cellular memory is your reaction to the world, but you're not conscious of it. You're acting unconsciously.
well, after last week's, I'm very conscious that in certain interactions, the cellular memory got activated, but I wasn't very successful being with the
because you want to fight. You want to defend. You cannot defend and be at peace. As long as you defend something, you cannot. You're already putting pressure on it.
But I wasn't. I removed myself from the person, and then the memory stayed for a long time. So what I'm trying to do,
why didn't you give it to the robot?
Because I felt it, and then
you feel it through, and then you let it go. You let it go. You use the robot. Do you use the robot?
Not in all instances, and sometimes it didn't come easily. Sometimes it came easily. Sometimes it felt like necessary to stay with.
Right, because you wanted to have a response, and that's the usual addiction. That's an addiction. A response.
Angie, can I ask a question?
Yes, of course.
Okay. What was your first question today? Something about us being annoyed, what we're annoyed with?
What irritates you
Irritates.
right now? What's irritating you right now?
So for me, it was like not being able to find space for me because of these things that are
Wait, not being able to find space where?
for me because of these walls that I come upon with the things that I'm doing. So
right.
I'm wondering, are these walls that I'm coming up against, are these things that I'm creating then?
Of course.
Okay. So I'm dealing with that addiction, right?
Yeah.
Or
whatever you are resisting is creating walls. It's creating blocks, as I will put it. Okay?
So the cellular memory of the fear of those situations then puts up the wall that I
Well,
end up.
okay, let me explain something to you. Cellular memory is your subconscious, which is carried in the body. Your subconscious is active 94% of the time. You're acting unconsciously. Let me put it another way. You're reacting because your unconscious is the one that is, it's reacting, meaning that you're no longer acting. You are reacting, meaning that you're coming from the past to the present. You're no longer present. Every time you are reactive, like she says, I don't know why it didn't work or why, sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not. It's the reactive part. It's the reactive wanting to do that. The addiction to react. Once, if I tell you that they say that we are usually 90 some odd percent unconscious, and we are, and we think that we are so smart and we are doing all of this, but we're actually mostly reactive. And when that happens, we're no longer present. We think that we're present and we are arguing and carrying on, but we're actually not present. And that's the sad part. Did that help you, Lisa, Marta? Did that help you, Marta? I think she's having problems with the transmission because Marta, I'm gonna have to put you aside for the moment because I cannot hear you.
Yes, but I'm wondering.
I cannot hear you. Okay. I saw a raised hand. Who was it? Yes, Sherry.
Thank you. I needed this. I'm glad you said, don't deny what you're feeling, embrace it, face it, and erase it. And it's easy to say erase it, and yet, does that just mean giving it to the robot?
Is there a question?
Yeah, I'm going through some very painful stuff right now, and I'm not gonna pretend and stuff the feelings of hurt and anger and betrayal. I'm gonna see it for what it is once I get through the emotion of it. But I don't want this in my life. I don't want this dissension and discord.
Okay, do not play.
And so that's why I just took myself off of Facebook, because one of the people I love most in this world constantly tries to upset my peace, and I fall for it.
Don't play.
Okay.
We'll talk later.
All right.
Not linked. Okay. Most of our problems when we have someone that agitates us like that, not only though we don't want to give that up. And the reason we don't want to give that up is because our body's addicted to this type of, for whatever reason, sometimes when we have a release like that, where it's tears or emotions or anger, release all these chemicals in our bodies, and that's what we're addicted to. It's not so much what is happening out there as to why these people are acting like this. There's an addiction. They switch from one thing to another, and it releases different chemicals. Okay, this is a chemical addiction in a different manner, and it's not a drug. It is drugs because our own body makes them, but there's better things. I mean, there's peace, there's harmony, there's loving, there's hugs and kisses and, things that are pure. There's kittens and little puppies and little Yodas, and we have all these things that we can be loving to and be that we can love if we just allow it. But a lot of times I'm not going to allow myself to. That's just we don't even allow ourselves to pet a dog or even a cat, or even see the beauty of an animal or nature, or because we don't want to open up. It's too much. And then there's people that love nature and go out there and really have a party. Please try to be more kind. You start with you. Unity starts with you, not with somebody out there. It's not with your brother, it's not with your father, it's not with your sister, it's not with whoever, daughter, child, whatever. It's with you. Once you're okay with you, you're okay with the universe, no matter what's going on out there. The Course in Miracles calls it, nothing changed out here. What changed was between my two ears. That's the only thing that changes. The world is the world, and it's a good world. I hope that this class has helped you. I did not want to do this because I knew it was going to be painful, but it was necessary, and I am open for questions that, if you need to call me, if you need to do this, and I can make some time for you, I will let you know when. I can talk to you for a little bit, and, I can make some time if you need to talk to me. I am available for you. So, yes, Liliana. Are you there?
Yes, what I noticed for me is the biggest challenge when something really gets like that, like a big cellular memory that has like a chemical reaction, like what you were describing.
Yes, you're addicted.
I get completely blank and don't know how to do any of the positive affirmations that can declare the strengths, and there is this belief. So
no, because you already went and you were already misaligned. You needed to be aligned before you started that. You cannot go from point, if you want to stay at 10 and you went down to a 1 before you started. So you already came defenseless.
And that's why those positive affirmations don't even come in, because in order to make it really real, I've noticed what makes it really real is when you can assert them and feel them to be true.
Okay.
Yeah. So, okay. So I get better diligence with the aligning. Got it.
Right. And the more the more you stop reacting, and that doesn't mean that you are gonna carry that. I don't want that to upset you. Just go. Somebody throws you the bone, you're going to go, I love myself. I love myself. I'm the spirit of love. No reaction. That's what you say. I am the spirit of love. No reaction, no, nothing to add to it.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. I want everybody to take a deep breath. I want you to take 3 breaths and breathe out with a sigh at each exhale. Ready? Breathe in. Once more. One last time. Breathe in and relax. Keep your eyes closed. I need you to breathe and relax. Breathe in and relax your shoulders. Breathe in and relax and know that you're okay. I want you to put both your hands on the pit of your stomach, on what is called the third center, the third chakra, which is your solar plexus. Put both hands there. Breathe in. You are empowered to feel good. It is your right. It's your inheritance that you are in good health, that you are of sound mind, that you are perfectly capable of relaxing and releasing anything that is not yours. It is okay for you to allow relaxation, allowing peace, the peace that passes understanding. We don't need to know why. Just release it. Let it go. You are the perfect expression of infinite abundance, of infinite love, of infinite compassion. You are the beloved, beloved of God, beloved of Source, beloved of the universe. I am you and you are me, and I am happy that you are me and that I am you. And I allow that to feel good. I allow the goodness of mercy, of love, and I allow it to calm and relax me. Every breath that I take calms me, and every breath I exhale takes away tension. Every cell in my body is relaxed and oozes calmness. I love myself deeply and unconditionally. I am confident about solving life's issues successfully. I am capable. I transcend stress of any kind. I choose peace. I live in peace. I am social and I like meeting people. I love myself and I see myself in others. All is well in my world, and I am safe, and I feel safe. I am safety incarnate. I really feel safe, and I extend that shield of safety all around me, in my emotional body, in my mental body, in my energetic body, in my magnetic body, in all of the bodies. I am safety. I feel safe. I am safe. Whether I am, I let go of the fights in my head that may never exist, or that I allow to exist. And I'm willing to let that go because I want to express that peace that I am. With every breath that I take, I release the anxiety within me, and I become very calm. My future is good. I look forward to it in hope and happiness. Life is wonderful. I trust in the source. I trust in my source. I trust in my higher self. I trust in God, in source, in universe. So I live, and my life is wonderful, and I trust in the source to live a well-lived life. I overcome my fear of anything and everything. I live my life in peace. I choose peace. I choose safety. I choose to feel safe. I choose to feel good. I let go of addictions that are all in my mind. I let go the addiction of emotionality and the chemicals released by the body. I acknowledge the only constant in my life is change, and I am prepared for it. I am feeling healthy and strong today. Today, I am healthy, right here, right now. Nothing is threatening me right now. I am sitting comfortably. I am okay with me. I allow peace and health in myself at this moment. In this moment of time, I am healthy. I have the courage to make this a great day. My body's healing and improving every day. Everything works out for my highest good. I choose to see the best side of people and circumstances and events. I make a positive difference for someone today. Everything I need comes to me at the right time. I am grateful and content with my life. I am safe. I feel safe. I trust myself. I trust myself. And again, I trust myself to choose properly, to choose health, to choose peace and harmony. I am free of images of past and future failures. I am completely letting go of all my perceived limitations. I have let go of all the stress and tension from my mind and body. I am enough and I am worthy. I have transcended judgment from others. I choose to do that. I choose love. I choose to see the loving part. I am love, and I extend that love to everyone. I have let go of all the pain from my past. I have replaced all negative thoughts with reassuring ones and with loving thoughts. I have let go of mentally replaying negative situations in my mind. I am free of obsessions and compulsions. I have let go of any need to be perfect. I have released all irrational feelings of fear. I am free of all fear of judgments and criticisms from others. I am healed of all pain of past trauma. I have released all the causes of illness or poor physical health. I am safe. I choose to be safe. I choose to be healthy. I am perfect health. I have let go of all the feelings of despair and hopelessness. I have let go of all the needs to do things a certain way. I have let go of the need to be certain of the future. I can overcome all pain and loss in my life. I have visually visualized good outcomes in my life. I remain calm regardless of the situations. I do the best I can. I am happy with that. I am bigger than anything that could ever happen to me. Always, I'm safe. I trust myself. I approach all situations with hope and confidence. I happily learn and grow from my responsibilities. I have everything I need for a wonderful life. I enjoy peaceful, rejuvenating sleep. I am the master of my feelings and emotions. I am safe. I choose my safety. I choose my peace of mind. I choose to feel good. Not only to choose to feel good, but to be good and extend that goodness to my body and to my mental body and to my emotional body. I feel good. I choose goodness. I choose perfect health. I want you to breathe in deeply. Breathe in deeply. Breathe in. Let go. Breathe in. Let God. Breathe in. Allow. Breathe in. Let go. Breathe in. Peace. Peace, be still and know that I am safety, that I am safe, and that all is well. Namaste.
Do you want to stop the recording at this point?
Not right this second. Talk to them for a few seconds here.
Me?
Yes.
Okay. I appreciate all of those powerful affirmations, Angie. That was a wonderful meditation.
Thank you.
And are we going to have visiting time?
We are going to have visiting time, yes. So we are out of time. Well, no, we still have 1 minute. Any last questions? No one? It was a pretty intense class, so no questions, huh? Okay, just applause. Thank you.
Very useful. Very.
I look forward to listening to it from the recording. I missed it. I was doing paperwork and what have you, and then all of a sudden I looked at my time and realized I was late getting into the class. But I was very glad I was able to get in a lot quicker this time than I have in the past. So
Okay,
I'm going to set my alarm on my phone so it goes off so I'll remember the classes on Tuesdays.
Right. I want to advise everybody, if you have not done it yet, go back to the review class because there's things in there that you don't know. I talk about other chakras. I talk about centering points. I talk about other things that you need to hear. If you think you know it all, you don't.
Any particular class, Angie?
It says, go in there and it says class review. I think it's 9:14 or 9:15. That class is that tape. You should hear it. The people that think that they have been exposed to everything, they haven't, including my older students. I know I sent the copies to most everybody. But I mean, you should know how to get into the class. Go to YouTube and go into Vibrational Attunement, Unity North Tampa. That way it will only pull up the vibrational attunement things instead of going through all of the, the services and the children's services and the meditations. That way you can look very quickly to see which class you want to see or which one you missed, or because each one has tools, but you need to learn how to use them. And if you don't know how to use them, go back and listen to what you did not get, because it's in there. Learn to recap. Did I understand this correctly? Did I say this? Donna, do you sometimes review? Talk to me.
I do. It's
help you?
It is tremendous helpful. I highly recommend going back and listening to the recordings. Highly recommend it. There's stuff in there that I rewrite my notes while I'm listening to it. It's amazing. It's really amazing.
I also do the same, because sometimes I don't know what I said. It just happens. So I have to go back and listen. Yes, Penny.
Somehow, I don't know how it's happening, but miraculously, somehow your classes are automatically downloading into my computer. I found them the other day. I don't know how that happens, but they're automatically. I've got them in my C drive.
Into your C drive?
Yeah, they're coming into my desktop, and they're there. And I'm so
oh my God.
Practical metaphysics is there too. They're just automatically downloading into my computer. So that's very convenient. Thank you very much.
Okay. I do recommend that you go through the review one. And there's also the chanting one, because of the metallic things, it doesn't come out the same, but the vibration that is carrying will help you regardless of what the sound sounds like, because the intention and all the people that were there are very high vibration. So because of that, you will benefit by doing it along with the chanting that's in progress, because that's the one thing I miss the most is the chanting together, because it always helped the, there's no balls in the thing, there's just chanting. So when you do I highly recommend that you do it not only by yourself, but do it with the recording. Yes, Sam?
I did it with the recording this morning. It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Yes, I haven't tried it yet. I mean, as I'm talking, and I should be doing it. Yeah. But we'll do it. I need to do it myself. So I have been trying to get together with all my recordings and find out what I have said or not said, you know, and continue the classes without mixing and, you know. So I'm always trying to update my repertoire here. You know, for 2 hours each week, I think I always come up with more than I can chew on. So anybody, any, Barbara, your mic is on.
Yeah, it is. Would you repeat, when you were doing this, I didn't have my pen handy and I couldn't write it down. Repeat how we get the recordings of your of classes you've already done. Just
Yeah, you go to YouTube, go to YouTube and go to Vibrational Attunement,
Okay.
Unity North Tampa. You have to Vibrational Attunement, Unity North Tampa.
Okay. Thank you.
And that only pulls out Vibrational Attunement. I think there's somebody else
I
there.
just put in vibrational attunement and it popped up. It's right there, the review.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you.
Okay. So, how you been, Barbara?
What did you say?
How you been?
I've been.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been okay. I'm having reactions to the medication I'm taking, but I have 2 more days to take it, so I guess that'll clear up. You know, I'm losing all my appetite, and I have a metallic taste in my mouth, and you know other things. But I've been taking steroids for a couple of months now. So
Okay.
anyway,
Wow. Anyhow,
I'm
well,
getting there.
nice to know that. How you doing, Donna?
Doing much better. This class was amazing today. It was exactly what I needed to hear. So thank you for that. I was just going to type in there, same thing. But I'm also going to say that I'm getting ready to jump off. But I wanted to thank you very much for all of that.
You're welcome.
Yep. All right. Love you all. Namaste.
Namaste.
Bye.
How you doing, Irma?
Now it works. Focusing on, because that topic today about that we send out that it's what we are, and is so true, and that we cannot change anything if we want it and don't let it go first. It is also true, and it's I have been reading the book Let It Go from Hawkins. I think it's now the 3rd time or the 4th time, and it's reminding me of that very much.
Right.
And so, but it was very helpful to have this all today. So thank you very much.
Yeah, what I like is that David R. Hawkins is an awesome, enlightened person. He died in probably 2012 or 2011, somewhere in there. But if you read his writings, you would understand a lot of things. At least I think so. Some of my material comes from him, but not that much. But if I had to read somebody, if I would recommend somebody, that would be him. Anyhow, Sam, how are you?
been very scattered with great difficulty in concentrating and getting stuff into my mind on any reading or listening material.
Right.
I was going to ask you what would be a good meditation to slow that busy down. And I can feel, I've been doing the robot and the chanting, but I can feel the negative, tense anxiety in me. And
okay, I would like you to I want you to grab your wrist right now. When you grab your wrist, you're actually calming, you're holding on to the 14 meridians in your body. We have 14 channels of energy. That's your life energy, not your blood. This is the chi. This is the key. This is the life force. And when we have that, and we hum, you start relaxing. When I talked the other day, Jerry even mentioned that he uses that, I believe, the breath of 4-7-8. There was a doctor, Andrew, I don't remember his last name. Anyone?
Wheel.
And Andrew Weil.
Weil.
I don't know how do you pronounce it. It's Weil.
Yeah,
Wow.
anyway, he's the one that is in charge of that. 4 breaths in, hold it for 7, and exhale. Do not do it so fast. Do it at normal breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you still have problems or if you need to sleep, I will say start counting by 3s. If that still does not calm you enough. Yes, Sherry.
No, I was turning my speaker off. Are we still being recorded? Because a thing came up saying you're being recorded.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
So I just wanted to say that I thought I stopped it because there was a lot of personal stuff being shared, but then I realized you were doing some other stuff, so I recorded it, started a second recording, which is what we're in now.
Okay. So I really have enjoyed sharing all this with all of you. Martha, I don't know if you can come through or if you're even there. I just wanted to tell you that I enjoyed your participation in class today. Thank you for that. Sarah, I liked what you said. Your participation also, because I usually, when I say to somebody, give me an example or something, or I want some hands up, thank you for volunteering for that. I needed that. I needed you to help me, and you said the right thing. How's it going for you? Can you hear me? I know you have your microphone on because it turned on, but I cannot hear you. Let me know when you're back or if you're there. Okay, Lisa. Do share about your, how's the kittens?
Oh, well, the one little gray tabby was not eating anything except the leftover meat you left here.
Right.
We'll only eat human food, and I just said, heck, I'm just gonna try and mix that in. So now she's eating. And
What are their names?
so
What are your kitties' names?
Sweet Pea and Toby.
Oh, that's cute.
We changed it from PJ. Now it's
I
Toby.
changed it from PJ. Yeah, he told me that was okay. He
Okay.
doesn't mind either one.
Neither do we. Yeah, I was wondering what
They're
PJ
hilarious.
was standing for. Yeah.
A boy and a
Keeping you
girl?
busy.
Or what? Male
Boy
or
and
female?
girl. Boy and girl.
Right. Anyhow, I went to Sarasota with her to pick up the 2 kittens, and I held them all the way from Sarasota back in my lap.
Yeah.
One pretty much snored all the way through, and the other one was pretty rambunctious. So, yeah, it was the boy that slept. Right. So now we're looking for a dog.
Yes, I am
Anybody
looking
knows?
for a puppy. I'm looking particularly for a Westie, but I think I've contacted almost probably 50 breeders, and nobody's not even taking names on a waiting list. And so I found a couple of dogs, but they were all kind of backyard breeders, and then you take a chance and you're still paying them thousands of dollars.
Oh.
And I just not 100%. Yeah, I've already dealt with that before, where I didn't have a health certificate and stuff from a dog, and he lost his eyes. And so yeah, this was good, because I appreciate, this will help me again. What happened when the cats arrived, I was really frustrated. I had spent a lot of time, and not a lot of success. It just was one roadblock after another, like some of you were talking about. And I was doing a meditation, and I had that cohesive, what did you call it? That alignment, that coherence. Yeah, that coherence happened. And then like an hour later, I got a text from this girl that wanted to give the 2 kitties up. So I'll try that again.
Hold on for a second, Sherry. You were going to add something?
Oh no, I was just happy about Lisa's cats. They're so beautiful.
Thank you.
They're so beautiful. And I just want to say, if you were to check any Westie rescues, a lot of people that have passed with the coronavirus have left their babies and have no homes. I was just put that out there. But I had been looking at cats for you for weeks and sending them to you. And I'm just so happy for you.
Thank you.
I
Thank you
love
all.
you both.
Yeah. Thank you.
And
love you all too.
It's time.
And thank
I
you
love
all for today. Thank you, because I'm in a not great place and I needed this. So thank you.
Go back and listen to it when you have a chance. Okay, that will help you more than being in the class. When you hear it again, it sounds different. Okay, guys, I love y'all.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Namaste.
Oh, there's a message here. Who did? Oh, Martha. Okay. So
I just realized that I wasn't getting the actual recordings. I'm getting the chat logs. I went back and looked. I'm actually getting all the chat logs. That's what I'm getting. And I just went back. So I'll have to go out and get the recordings online. So yeah.
Right, but you know how to get them, right?
Yeah, I get them.
Okay.
It's easy.
Everybody, thank you. What is it, Diane?
I was just going to suggest, because I went back to look on my phone as far as for the different ones from the different recordings, and some of them have like a little title to them and some don't. I'd like to find out about the one that was for the giving it to your robot, as far as the program with that.
Every class.
Go into the review. The review.
Review? Okay. Thank you.
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.
See you next Tuesday.
Namaste.
Namaste.